Here we are back at Croft, and it's in North Yorkshire. It's a lovely track, really sort of surrounded by parkland. It was a World War II Air Force base actually, but it looks fantastic. Now the one thing I wanted to point out to you here is look at this queue. This is just the queue to get into the assembly area. It just shows you how popular the 116 Trophy Series is. This is my outlap during qualification, and one mistake I made was I asked the pit crew to set the tyres to 30 psi front and back, and I usually run 36 at the rear, 34 at the front, and the idea was that it would quite quickly come up to the correct pressures, probably a bit too high on the front, but I could live with that. The trouble is that it was quite cold that day, and I hadn't appreciated just how long it would take to get the tyres up to temperature. I decided to try this strategy again of letting cars pass me so that I could create a gap, and then I could go for a flying lap. I think I'm going to have to abandon this idea because it keeps backfiring on me. So let's move forward and let's look at some laps at pace. The lap coming up turned out to be my fastest qualification lap, and I thought I'd talk you round the lap. Sorry for the very clunky track map in the left. So we've just crossed the start-finish straight and we're coming down to a corner called Clervaux. Pretty fast right-hander. I take it in third. I learned later that a lot of the fast drivers go around there in fourth and then change for third just as you come through that chicane that we just went through. Now this is the bigger chicane. Lots of people were hopping the tarmac on the left. I didn't attempt that. I thought it's likely to damage my car, so I just clipped the curb there. Now we're coming down. This next corner tower is so important. I didn't get this right. This isn't good. I've turned in too early. I've apexed too early. Yeah, I should have taken a later apex. Okay, we're coming down through the S's. This next corner, Barcroft, in these cars you can take this corner flat out. I've lifted there, I'm not quite sure why, because oh actually I remember in the morning when we were doing this, the track was quite slippery. I think it was very misty, and I think there was condensation on the surface of the track, so it was a bit slippy. As you go, oh well, I've run wide there, turned in too late, probably gone in a bit too fast. Now we're coming round, this is called the complex, so we're coming around these two right turns, and this is the next crucial corner, the hairpin, because this brings you onto the start-finish straight. That's not bad, probably could have got round there quicker, but I remember the back of the car was sliding around quite a lot at the hairpin because of the, as I say, I think it was condensation. Okay, so that was my fastest lap. Unfortunately, and I can't remember when this happens, I think it comes quite soon, but then we get a safety car for about 5 laps. So I'm going to wind on past where the safety car goes in. Okay, the safety car's up ahead, his lights are off, so we're coming round. He's going to go into the pit lane as we come round the hairpin. In front of me I've got either Jack or Chris Godden, and then ahead of him I'm pretty certain that's Johnny Webster. Yeah, it is Johnny. Johnny and George drive that car, and I'll explain my little interaction with them in a second. So Chris stroke Jack has gone past Johnny, and yeah, no, Johnny told me in the in Parc Ferme that he'd only just come out of the pits because they've got 2 drivers. He just swapped into the car, so he said I was trying to get my eye in, and this was to be his flying lap. Now at this point, I don't know if you can see on the right hand side just past my steering wheel, you'll see some green lights on my on my AIM Solo. So I'm going faster than before, but now Johnny's slowing me up, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to overtake him. So this isn't, yeah, so now I'm down because the lights on the aim solo have gone red, so I'm now down on time. So the overtaking opportunities that I found on this track, you can get people down through the S's if you can get alongside them at tower, and then you can get people at the hairpin. Both of those, and up here on the left into the complex. This one just coming up, this was another overtaking place that I used in the race. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know if I've got the theory that maybe I'll wait until Johnny gets up to speed, or what I'm doing. But really I probably should have taken the opportunity, both for his benefit and mine, to get past during that period and just crack on and try and get my flying lap in. Okay, so I'm waving a green flag on the left just to say that the track's okay. And we're coming into the first corner. Yeah, see, he's braking more than I would have braked into there. Again, I've got green lights on my aim solo. More green lights because I'm faster through that bit. Not faster than him, to be fair, faster than my fastest lap that I've done so far, the 1:48.63 that you can see there. Okay, now all the lights on my aim solo are green, and I'm thinking I've got to get past this guy because I really need to make this the good lap. Unfortunately, I tried it through tower and yeah, it just didn't work. I was perhaps a bit stupid in the way I did it. But you can see now all the lights have gone out on my aim solo, so that's it. That's the opportunity lost. Now I've got red lights on my aim solo, which means I'm going slower than my 1:48.63. So I think my theory is back off a bit and try and go for a flying lap next time. Yeah, I don't know what's going through my head, to be truthful. I really need to use my brain a bit more. I'm not thick, I should be able to work this out. It's just that when you're in the car and driving, you don't think it through properly sometimes. I need to think more moves ahead, you know, like you do in chess, I believe. Okay, so we've got a good exit out of the hairpin here, so let's go for it now. Really go for a fast lap. So coming down to the start finish straight, and there's the checkered flag. Oh, can you believe it? So yeah, just really not a great quali session. I should have gone at least a second quicker, I think. Okay, so let's have a look at the race. So here's the first issue. What on earth am I doing at the end of the pit lane? Okay, so what happened was I took the car down to the assembly area and it was misfiring really badly. And we tried all sorts of things to sort it out, but in the end I had to return to the pits. And it was simply that where we'd put oil in the car, the filler cap for the oil wasn't screwed down tight enough, and the air was leaking into the crankcase, and that was what was causing the misfire. Yeah. So, not a great start, but it's obviously going to get better, isn't it? Okay, so I've just left the pit lane and we're out trying to chase the back of the pack. You can see them up ahead. So when you do a pit lane start, you have to wait for all the cars to go past, and then they flick the lights on the pit lane from red to green, and then you can go. Obviously they're coming down the start finish straight full speed because it's a rolling start, and I'm having to start from stationary in the pit lane, so that does cause a bit of a delay. But yeah, obviously at this point the tyres are cold, and when I'm coming round that corner tower there, I remember I had to wait for it to grip up because it started to understeer quite badly, and then I just wait, and then it grips up, and then I can accelerate out, but of course that makes it pretty slow through there. and you can see that I've lost a bit. I was catching them a bit faster, I think, and now they've got away from me a bit, but it's okay. Once the tyres get up to temperature, we'll be okay. We're coming just to the end of the 4th lap, and I've caught right up to the tail marker. It's taken too long, really, I have to say. Really, it shouldn't have taken me 4 laps to get this close, but hey ho, we are where we are. It's a 90-minute race, so plenty of time, and let's see what we can do about getting past this guy. This section coming up where we go past this tyre barrier, and then I'm keeping right over to the right. I saw Colin Turkinson doing that, so I thought perhaps that's the line I should take. I'm not convinced it was right actually for my car, because I think if you let the car go out to the middle of the track, it just maintains speed. You can see I've lost speed here, so although I've taken, you know, the distance is shorter, it gives me a better position to do the big chicane, because I can clip the right hand curb and then just clip the left hand one, and not have to lift. Overall, I'm not sure it was a great idea, but I sort of stuck with it. But I feel that probably was losing me time. Okay, so you can see the one that I was trying to overtake, he's got past this guy, so we need to start overtaking some cars here. Okay, this is looking promising. So I've gambled on Giles, my teammate in front in the blue car, getting through here faster. That hasn't worked, so luckily I've got over to the right. Lost some speed around there. I'm really, I don't want to, you know, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to complain about the driving of others, but these were really slowing me up, and the problem is I don't seem to be all that good at overtaking. I seem to be alright doing fast laps, but I need to get some more overtake moves in my, you know, some skills in my bag. Okay, this time I've gone middle of the track, maybe not by design, but you can see now if you clip this right curb there and then clip the left one, you can do that flat out and still stay on the track. Lots of people were finding that if they came into that too tight, they would run out too wide and go off the curb. Very strange thing in this race, no track limit violations whatsoever. There were no penalties. It was really weird, because I don't want to, especially after my outburst in a recent driver briefing, I don't want to grass anyone up, but if you watch this video carefully, there are track limit violations all over the place. Particularly coming down here, you see where the guy's straddling the white line to get a wider line through Barcroft. That was a very common thing. I've messed up there. I think he probably braked harder than I was expecting, so I had to take evasive action, but that's lost me some time, hasn't it? Yeah, I need to get past some of these cars. Let's move on until we find some more exciting bits. Okay, up behind the next one. Let's see what we can do here. So we're now coming up to the left-hander into the complex. He stayed wide. Ooh, yeah, that didn't do my car much good. Got quite a lot of damage on the right-hand side. Okay, and on to the next one. Main thing is to keep your cool when you've overtaken someone, because the adrenaline sort of gets to you and you can do something stupid, so you have to just try and keep it cool. Let's move on again. So I'm still chasing the cars in front, but Liam Rositz is up behind me now. Liam's still faster than me, much to my frustration. I don't typically put up too much of a fight against him at the moment, because the trouble is, and you know, you have to make a judgment here. The trouble is that if you spend all your time defending, like if I was to defend against Liam, I'm never going to catch those cars in front. and I could get my elbows out and I could defend against him, but it doesn't do my race any good, it doesn't do his race any good. In fact, during the driver briefing this time, Ray Grimes pointed out, there's no point in defending against faster cars, which is something that Jez Banks, my previous team manager, had told me years ago. There's just no point, because you're going to lose so much time. So the best thing to do is just to let him go and try and get him to drag you around to a faster time, which is also a possibility. Liam, the reason Liam was behind me was because earlier, and I don't think we saw it in the video, but earlier he spun, and so he's now trying to catch up. So I managed to stick to the back of Liam for, I think it was 2 laps, and you can see he's dragged me around to a 1:48.28. So we're getting there. He then, oh yeah, he's got it sideways around the hairpin. Now, to be fair to him, I think it was because, he's gone into the pits to do his first pit stop. Now we'll see in a second why that was a great move. I spoke to Liam after the race. I said that was a brilliant call when you did that first pit stop. He said, I was blissfully unaware. So you'll see in a second what the problem is. Okay, we're coming round Tower, and if you look to the right, there's Anthony Seddon's car with Anthony standing on the other side of the barrier. He'd had a really big smack. Thankfully he's fine, so I understand. He'd had a bit of a tangle with another car and got sideways, slid across the track and into the tyre barrier, but that's a pretty fast part of the track. So that must have been a big hit. I would imagine the damage on the car is pretty extensive. Anyway, so bearing in mind all we've got at the moment is flashing yellows. I should have read this. Why on earth did I not pit at this point? The pit lane's open. I could have done one of my stops. I haven't seen a safety... Oh no, actually I think there was a safety car board out there on the left. Let's have a look on the right here. Yeah, okay, good job I didn't go in the pits. Alright, so yeah, I couldn't have done anything about that, but it's just that Liam just blinding call, and actually, to be fair to him, I'm not even convinced that the car was, I don't think the car was there when we went round on the previous lap, so maybe he just got very lucky. Now we're coming to the end of the safety car period. You probably saw it still said safety car on the right at that marshal's post, and there's the green flag on the left, so you can see that I've got a gap to the car in front. I shouldn't have let that develop. The problem is we're so far back from where the safety car is, you can't see the safety car's lights go out. The pit crew did, my engineer did start to tell me when the car was coming out and going in, so that helps a lot. But yeah, you can see I should have been in a position to start overtaking at this point. I should have been right up the back of this car in front. Now this, I think this is George, not Johnny. So this is the car that I tried to overtake during qualification. But I should be able to get past it. But I want to let this play out and see what happens. Oh, we've got another flashing. Okay, so there's been another incident. Didn't get very far, did we? Now that's green. Okay, was there a car on the right there? I didn't even notice. Alright, so we're all good. We're still on green. Okay, that's not bad. Around the hairpin. Car's going into the pits now because the safety car's gone. That becomes a bit of a problem, which we'll see in a minute. All 3 wide into Claveau. Yeah, okay. So who have we got now? Yeah, oh, going past one there. I think that's one of the Team Hamster cars. I'm not sure who that is. Yeah, it is a Team Hamster car. Yeah, I don't know who I'm racing against now. The car in front. behind me. He's obviously done a pit stop, and I have a feeling that's either Harry Imerod or... oh, somebody went off there. Went a bit deep. Or it could be Sam Carrington Yates. Anyway, top 10 at least, finisher. Probably not worth me trying to fight him. So all I do, I don't pull over for them, but you know, if like here, you know, if I could have taken a defensive line through that corner, but because I know he's going to go past me eventually, I just let him go and then tuck him behind. Okay, the trouble with being overtaken, okay, it stops you being delayed, but what it does mean is you now got a car between you and the one you're trying to overtake, which just adds to the complications. Yeah, actually I'm not sure that is. Ah, okay, so I decide to do my bit. Yeah, okay. Let's move forward beyond the pit stop. Okay, pit stop over, and we're now back in the thick of it. As we come round this next corner, keep an eye on the left-hand side of the track, just actually as we go past this tyre barrier here. Look over to the left. You can see see a car spinning around. That's number 73. Yeah, he just lost it and stuffed it into the wall, which was a bit of a shame. I don't think the damage was terrifically bad, but he couldn't continue. Okay, so where are we? Who do we have here? That is either, I think that's Jack Godden this time. That's Pete Brand, or Martin, his brother, and Jack or Chris behind, but I think it was Jack at this stage. Yeah, so they're probably quite a bit further up the order than I am, so I don't know, maybe I should have fought them a bit. Let's see if we can keep up with them anyway. I've got a feeling actually that, if I remember rightly, I did keep up with Pete Brand's car for quite a while, and eventually we all ended up in a bit of a bottleneck, all stuck behind another group of cars. Anyway, let's wind forward and see if we can find something else to look at. We're a bit further on, and Pete Brand and Jack Godden, let's say, are going past the Fox Lux car. Oh, Pete's had to bail out and go through the other side of the chicane. Okie dokie. And coming up behind me is a fast moving Matt Highcock, who's the race leader. Now we're trying to go round Tower 3 abreast, and yeah, got a bit squeezed there, ended up in a bit of a sandwich. Oh yeah, do you know, I didn't even realise I'd done that. I chopped across him quite a lot, didn't I? 220 behind me, but yeah, okay. So I could try and keep up with Matt, but there's no way I'm going to be able to, but I would like to keep up with Pete Brand in front, so we'll wind forward again. Right, I'm just about managing to keep up with the Brand car, but I have a feeling it's about now that the safety car comes out again. Yeah, SC. Okay, so safety car again. All right. Yeah, let's move forward again. Okay, so the indicator on the left says safety car's still out. I have a feeling though. Was that guy waving a green flag? Ooh, can't see now. Oh yeah, green board on the right. Yeah. Okay, so we're racing again. So I didn't do too bad there. I should have been a bit closer to the Brand car, but yeah, I should have been a bit closer up to him. But I wasn't too far back. You can see whoever's behind me is way back, so they got caught a bit. Okay, now this time keep an eye on the right hand side of the screen. Ooh. I had to cut across, I didn't want to go through, there was a lot of debris from that. So the story is, I think it is Chris Godden driving the car, and Chris caught the back of Johnny Webster's car. Actually, I think George was driving at the time and spun him into the tyre stack, and that put an end to their race and also caused another safety car, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to have to wind forward again. Right, we're coming to the end of the safety car period, so I'm up reasonably close to the guys in front this time. And yeah, green board on the right, so we're racing again. Okay, this is quite good. Staying nice and close to the brand car. That's in the middle there. Chris Godden has just gone past John Turner or Ray Grimes, and I think that's their car. What I need to do is stay in touch with them so that I can sneak through with them as well if possible. Yeah, I'd forgotten that I came into the pits this time because we're just about to run out of pit window actually, and you've got to do a lap after the safety car comes in before you can come into the pits. This is not good because there's so many cars in here and it's not a very big pit road, so yeah, okay, let's see what happens when I come out. The pit stop is finished and now they're trying to release me, and then I back up and I try to pull away. They should have pushed me out further into the outside lane really, because now I'm just sitting there waiting for all these cars to go past me, some of which I'm racing, so this is pretty disastrous, which is a bit of a shame really. So I've come out into fairly free air, but you can see the John Turner Ray Grimes car behind me, and it's okay. I'm confident I can stay ahead of him, but let's see what happens when we get down to Tower. So we're doing, this is down the back straight, it's got a bit of a kink in it, which you'll see. So you can see that I'm sort of fairly well holding the distance from him. Now for some reason I decide to brake later, and look what happens. I had some wild idea that I could brake later and turn in a lot later, but I just overdid it, and that's obviously cost me that position. But not to worry, we'll get that back, so let's wind forward a bit. Now I'm just lining up the car in front to overtake it, but you can see he's indicating and he's going to go into the pits, so didn't even need to, so that's one less thing to worry about. Now we just need to get on with it and catch up with this group in front. Now the car in front is car 55 and they finished 10th, so they're pretty good. I followed him. I was able to keep up with him for, I think it was about 3 laps. Yeah, it says 3 down there. I think certainly 2 laps. But then I got the this car again, the Harry and Sam Carrington Yates car, and those guys are pretty quick. So he sort of got between me and the other car, which is a bit of a shame, but it should play out okay. So let's see how we go. One thing to note here is the time isn't great, 1:48.47 by this stage. I should be into the 47s at least. You know, we've shed a lot of fuel and the car's fully warmed up and I should be in the groove, but it's taking some time, so let's see if we can do a bit better. So now I'm in a bit of a team sandwich because in front of me is Simon Hopcroft Lopez and behind me is Matt Allen. Matt's desperate to get past me and gives me a bit of a nudge. Unfortunately, I wasn't sure if that had done a lot of damage at the time, but I think that did do quite a lot of damage to the back door of my car on the driver's side, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, we carry on. I've taken the same position before. I'm not going to move over for him, but I'm not going to fight him. So, yeah. I mean, he finished, I don't know, he finished top 15. To be fair, I should have finished top 15. But, yes, not a great day for me. I didn't have any practice at this track before, so I went straight into quali. I haven't driven the track for about 16 months. So I guess maybe I got what was to be expected. But let's see if we can get dragged around to a faster time, following my driving coach, Matt Allen. This is worth noting. Watch how he takes tower, where he brakes and where he turns in. He's turning in so much later than me. He missed the apex slightly. Probably exceeded track limits there actually. But he definitely is going around that corner much faster than me. Yes, as you can see we're flat through here, flat out in fourth. Down to here, where I'd got quite a bit of toe out on my car, it was very unstable going into that corner. I noticed it most at that point. Obviously I'm going quite fast and braking for the corner. So I may look again at the amount of toe that I'm running on the front. Yeah, you can see what sort of effect it has on me. Look at the time, 1:47.08. So it came in at 1:47 dead on the official timing. I don't know, I know it's a common trait of, you know, novice or rookie drivers to be faster behind other people. It's something I've got to get to grips with, because it's definitely noticeable that I'm much faster if I follow someone who's fast. But anyway, this is going quite well. Actually, from this point on, I'm fairly confident Ooh, that's a tight one. Yeah, I'm fairly confident that I just keep banging in 47s from here on through to the end of the race, which is, you know, considering I hadn't been in the 47s at all up to this point, it's just a real shame that I can't get that consistency from the outset. I do, obviously at Snetterton I did, and Snetterton is a track that I've practiced a lot. I've driven there on several track days and test days, and I think it does make a big difference. I think if I'd have got some test days here at Croft, I probably would have been a bit more consistent, because even right towards the end of the whole race, I still wasn't confident that I knew exactly where my brake points were for all corners. I figured out Tower. There's a bump in the road just before you go into Tower, and what I was doing was braking after the bump. So that one was fairly easy. Going down here to Claveau is fairly easy because I was braking halfway between the second and third bollard on the left. We've now got a safety car and I've come out right behind it. I don't know if that's good or bad. Actually it's okay because I think he waves me past later, so yeah, so that was because, I don't know if you noticed further back, just before we went into the hairpin there was a car in the barrier at just before the hairpin, so that's what this one's for. So let's wind forward again. Okay, so we've been waved past the safety car. I've caught up with the back of the tail of the safety car sort of queue. You can see it's gone green on the left, green board. So we're now racing again. Not quite sure why everybody's going so slow. Oh, how did I let that happen? He's got away from me, hasn't he? Oh, look at that. How did I let that happen? Goodness me. Okay. Okay, so now I've got James Waring alongside me. He's faster. Well, I think he typically finishes top 5, although I don't think he finished so high up this time. And I've still got a Team Hamster car behind me, but that's okay. I'm not going to let that one past. Let's carry on down here, see how this plays out. Why did I get such a fast line through the chicane and the Team Hamster car didn't? It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, he's dropped back quite a bit. Okay, there's a flag waving there. What's that all about? Oh, it was a green flag, wasn't it? Okay, yeah, they've switched all the lights off, so... no, green again. Yeah, so we're all good. Let's wind forward a bit and see if we can find a bit more excitement. Yeah, so I've just been checking the laps. I did 147.20, 147.23 and 147.27. Yeah, if I'd have done this from the start, goodness only knows where I'd be. And I'm keeping up with these guys here, and they're the sort of faster of the group. It's the 55 car again. There's Paul White in there who I had the immense battle with at Snetterton, and yeah, the James Waring car, and that looks like Liam in the middle of that pack. Yeah, it is him, isn't it? That car with the orange back, that's him. Liam finished... Actually, he might have been the person who finished just ahead of me. Let's just check the results. Yeah, he was one place ahead of me, so I should be racing him if I could just catch up with him. Now, if I remember rightly, on the previous lap I saw the last lap board, so I think this is coming to the end of the race. I'm getting up closer to them, but I could do with about 10 more laps to make a dent. Oh, I've got a bit of kick of oversteer there. Yeah, there's the checkered flag. Okay. Wow. Well, in absolute terms, not great. You know, in terms of all the problems with the pit lane start and, you know, not really putting in competitive times until the last sort of 6 laps. That's all a bit of a shame. But on the other hand, I had some great battles and it was great fun. So, no complaints really. I finished, let's have a look, I finished 24th. So, yeah, it's okay. Not too bad, but really I'm looking for top 15 finishes now. So next race is Donington. It's Donington GP circuit, which I've never raced before, and I have got a test session on the Friday, although I'm not going to get in any other sessions until then. So we'll do the test session and then on the Sunday we'll do the race. So let's see how we get on at Donington. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.